Oh, hi.
Hi.
You've caught me showering.
What? No. Yeah.
You,
So,
man.
welcome to the CTM podcast, episode 5.
It's been a while.
Yeah, been too long.
A very,
Today
very
we
long
are
time.
joined by our host Dylan.
Penguin, yeah.
Yep,
Hello.
the Penguin, and our guest. That's not really our guest, but he has a weird name, Madium. Is that how you pronounce it?
I said Meridium.
Which is Fangride. We are late.
Or
Yeah, that's up to him.
gender cat to you.
Yep. Now, we haven't been doing podcasts lately for reasons
Also
that...
joined by my cat, who's going to be meowing in the background from time to time.
Yeah.
Okay, cat. Do that.
So, we haven't been doing podcasts because, well, exams and stuff. So, in other words, we've been busy as balls.
Woo.
And...
College, high school, elementary school.
That too. I should get spell it. Mapping a lot. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All that mapping.
Yep, definitely.
In fact, we're mapping right now.
Yes, we are. That's why Dylan can only use one hand right now.
So yeah, we are running around remodeling an area for my personal map, Septum Memorial. But that's not anything to do with the focus of today's topics discussion. We're just going to be talking about collab maps, basically. There's been a lot of them recently that's been started up going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to name them? So we and see if
let's see. There's of course Pantheon. Then there is then there is Sniper Goths.
Isn't that Caves of Pestilence, I think?
Caves of Pestilence, yes.
Yeah.
Then there is Jolly's United Caverns.
Number 2.
Yep.
Is
And
the
then
first
there
one
is.
actually already out? Just asking.
Is
I
it?
believe.
I wasn't aware of that. I thought he just did a mini map. Then there's the awesome one is Engulfing Flames.
Yeah.
It's a cool name.
Yep.
And then there's a couple that are in the works that we're not allowed to talk about. So BTs.
Teasing.
And we're gonna make this episode pretty short. We're just kind of trying to get back into the swing of late podcasting.
Yeah, Dylan's got like 20 minutes. I got a half hour. You know, we don't got time.
It won't be like the other ones where it's just like I think the other ones have been about an hour long in length. This one we'll probably try and keep quiet.
And on those we discuss maps in depth. In this one, we're not actually going to be specifically discussing any of those CTM maps we just mentioned.
Well, we can mention it. We can say Pantheon because it's been released, but the rest of them we can't really.
We're not really going
discussing. Yeah, we're going to be discussing the whole concept instead of like individual maps. I think.
Yeah.
Yep. So what we're going to be doing is just talking about what's up with all the collab maps you're seeing, how you can get involved, and why the hell are people doing them anyway.
Yep.
That's that. Let's begin.
I just had a really bright moment. Can I mention this first? It is about collabs.
Yep.
Okay.
What if for you know how there's there's 2 spots left in my collab, one wall and one intersection. Yes. Why don't we do a little contest on this video for it? Type of thing. Whoever gets it, like a building contest.
Well, that's not a bad idea. See if we have enough viewers to that aren't people that are already in the collab.
Okay. Well, yeah. If you're interested in doing that, then say that in the comments, and you know.
That's a pretty good idea.
And then I'll do in the next podcast. I'll mention an idea for it.
Yep. All right. So
maybe we should start with like the whole basics of collabing. Well, it's kind of obvious. It's a map that's made by more than 1 or 2 people.
Not a build team. It's made by individuals making a map. It's not by.
So it's not like there's a group of 4 or 5 people that are working on a map, similar to the Gustavo Entertainment team who did the Fantastic From Ashes and From Flames.
You're damn right about Fantastic.
Maps like Pantheon, United Caverns, so on and so forth. I'm only mentioning those because I was involved in one and remember the name of the other one right off the top of my head. Are maps that are made by each of the usually 16 participants make a whole area all by themselves usually.
Yep.
And then it's simply submitted and rebalanced for the map. It's not like you have just a small team of dedicated builders working on it. It is one person per area, as if you're making a mini CTM. Now, I think the first example of a collab map, not a CTM, but the first solid example of a collab map was Jagarbov's
Adventure Multiplex. Yeah.
Adventure Multiplex.
That was an amazing
background.
I actually agree.
Yeah, I was really happy to be a part of that. Was good pals with Jig at the time. Not that I'm not now, but yeah.
Bit off topic, but he's actually submitting
doing
the
second
sequel
one
at the
now.
moment.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
We should probably advertise that because it's going to be great if you guys help out. Then the fantastic Ron Smelik followed up by creating a number of really great collaboration concepts, including the library, which was built off of the dropper idea. Then he did the what's its name? He did the toy box, which was a really
That's it. Yeah.
I did not participate in the library one myself. I'm not a huge fan of the Dropper series, though they're gorgeous. The gameplay bugs me because I lag a lot, so I can't play them.
Yeah, they're not the most fun to play, but they're beautiful.
I think they're very interestingly designed. It's just not a concept that I'm able to enjoy myself because my computer runs like a pile of dead dogs, aka nuts.
My computer is a boss, and I still don't. Nothing loads and stuff like the dropper.
I think his second one did a very good job of it, just from the great videos I saw from Ron about it. But and then Ron also did the collaboration map, the Toy Box, which was based off of a very choose-your-own-adventure feeling theme, and I had a ton of fun making an area for that one. So they were all a very unique concept, and about a year and a half ago, Hybrid, known to you all as Hybrid, came up with the concept of Pantheon, taking the collaboration one step further, limiting the number of participants, keeping it fairly closed, inviting gifted map makers to create areas for one of the most devilishly difficult CTM maps of all time. And it's out now. You can download it and die in a fire, or
I got a question for you.
use a lot of fire. Yep.
How is it devilishly difficult if I've died more in Skyward Ascent than that?
Because you're trying not to die in this. You're not trying to die in Skyward Ascent.
Oh, I tried the hardcore Skyward Ascent as well.
Interesting. I mean, I have done my own runs on hard difficulty with no deaths, but that is A, bragging for me, and B, I know everything about it.
Yeah, you know literally everything.
I personally got pulled into the project quite late. Somebody backed out. I was asked to join because Hybrid thought my pictures for my map were pretty cool. And then that person rejoined, so I got reassigned to a different role. Actually, I was reassigned to just do prettying up of areas later, and then I was reassigned to a different role.
Yeah.
And I ended up being the manager for the beta feedback, pretty much. So when you submit feedback, it goes through me and Hybrid, and I generally will be the one to execute it.
Are you the only one still developing it?
Well, it's not really like we're developing it. Hybrid and I pitch ideas for post-release stuff that we're probably going to do. It just kind of depends on when we get it done. But Pantheon's not exactly over yet, and of course there's a sequel in development called Titan's Revolt, which I forgot to mention at the start.
Which I don't believe we're supposed to talk about too much, are we?
I'm not allowed to tell you anything about it, except for that it's called Titan's Revolt.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you who's in it, but
I know a lot of who's in it.
It's vaguely underworks. You think you know a lot of people. There's a lot of very entertaining rumors flying around about Titan's Revolt that kind of make me chuckle, but I'm not allowed to confirm or deny. But yeah, that's one of the upcomings. Then after Pantheon started kind of getting some steam.
Other people
CTM
kind
collabs
of
got quite started popping up everywhere because it's a cool concept. I mean, it means you as the person running it don't have to make a full 16-hole map, but you still get to be involved with the process of making a 16-hole map.
I think that's kind of what attracted me to a few of the collabs that I've people who are I'm kind of interested in collabs because I've tried many times to make a full map and as some of you will probably know, they haven't turned out the best. So I think making like individual areas for collabs would probably be a really good idea of like getting started making CTMs yourself, because it kind of you get the freedom of making a whole area, but you don't have to worry about
how your whole map is going to be.
Yeah,
somebody else is going to be dealing with that. Me.
Yeah, and in my case, me and Jolly and Sniper.
Yep.
But whereas, like, if you're making a full CTM map, you've got to worry kind of about how much ore you give everyone, and when the enchanting tables get introduced, and everything pretty much to do with that. But as a collab, you kind of just get basic guidelines, and you can pretty much do whatever you want. And
yep.
Unless you're the owner of a collab, in which case you've got to kind of balance everyone's out and say, no, you can't have an enchanted table there, it's too early on, or whatever. Pretty much.
Honestly, the owners and the balancers have a lot of work.
Yeah.
You may think it's easy, but trust me, it's not.
Hell, I haven't pieced any areas together.
It's basically map maker wrangling. You get to wrangle all their devilish creations and toy around with them and make sure all ready for play. Hi, kitty cat.
I'm just gonna give an example here. Like you were saying, how it's kind of free, Dylan. Well, last night, Seka, wait, is that how you pronounce it? Zakaj sent me his part of his area, which is, oh my god, that is Christian Ron Smith. Oh my god, my heart. I think I found the love of my life with that. Sorry, Armageddon.
Breaking news, Awesome is following him up.
Yeah, finally.
Congratulations.
Thanks. But he sent it to me last night, and he asked, at this point, do the players have access to iron, gold, diamond? And you didn't need to know much. Sorry if you can hear my door banging. Someone just slammed the door outside. But it's very easy when it comes to they get to kind of be free when they realize they get to use everything they have in their powers, because it's meant to be hard. They have
creative control over a smaller range area.
Mm.
It's actually kind of part of the reason I was attracted to them as well, is because my map has taken an obscenely large amount of time to get ready to go.
Yeah.
Still not ready. So, being able to be a part of a collab where I don't have to deal with all 16 wool, though I ended up dealing with all 16 wool, puts me in a better place. It means I can still hone my map skills and get feedback for it.
Yeah.
Without needing to, fully.
I think for newer people making, I don't know, it's kind of a good and a bad thing for newer people who are like thinking of making a map, because newer, it gets them experience with the whole making an area, making it look good, as well as making good gameplay.
But at the same time, it might be discouraging, because looking at all the people that have been doing it for years.
Yeah, exactly.
Fancy new tools and such.
Like from
Sorry. But then again, you'll be getting a lot of valuable feedback from the people that really know what they're doing.
Mm.
What I wanted to do was get some people who did know what they're doing, and like Orange. I have Orange as one of my people for my map, and he's also Orange Wolf, and he wins now, right? Dylan, that's public. I have a list on the thread I made for it. And it says if the area is done, whatever. I want it to be kind of a public thing.
Yep.
But in it, my main idea is I wanted to give a few people an opportunity. The actual reason I made the map was I thought, Rock has mentioned he wanted to make, maps before. So I asked him.
Like Amlop did before he made maps.
Yeah, but like Rock wanted to, make a CTM, so I decided, why? That's actually the reason I started it, was because Rock wanted to ask him if he, give him an opportunity to see, what he was good at, what he wasn't good at.
That sort of thing.
Yeah, and then I asked Scavros, who was interested in doing it, and I also asked a friend of mine who's working on one, but, to get valuable feedback specifically. His name's That's What Brad said. But I asked him, if he wanted to do one as well.
Oh, now I know who you're talking about. Clever.
Yeah. But I wanted to give an opportunity, and that's... So, you gotta have a balance of that, I think. Like, I have some pretty good map makers, and then I have some people who the feedback's gonna help them in the future.
And it's not like they're bad map makers, it's just that they're simply... Oh, what's up?
Yeah, Carrot. Well,
now he's here. after we decide to not be speaking of his mini-map.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
mid-podcast topic change.
No, let's not do that.
I'm kidding, obviously.
Yeah.
You'll be famous. For all of you wondering what a TGP is, it's a map called Two Greener Pastas. It's quite delicious.
Very, very.
I recommend finding the recipe as soon as possible. It's not mold, we swear.
Yeah.
Anyway, back on the topic of collabs, I think.
Yes.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I mean,
there's a lot of different ways people have been handling collabs, and this is something we just kind of wanted to discuss because there's kind of the option of we message you, we are interested in you, and we want you to be involved.
Potatoes.
But we're not taking applications. That was how Pantheon ran. We, hi Bryn, actually, I have no involvement in this process. Messaged the specific people he was interested in to, give him a hand with the map, get Pantheon going with the names that he was interested in getting in. Awesome's been doing pretty much the same thing, I suppose.
I've asked most people privately, and then I've let a couple people have just, asked if they could. I asked for previous work and stuff like that.
But by and large, many of the maps, some of the maps are we approached you. However, some maps, such as I believe Jollies and Sniper Goths, are taking.
Yeah, both of theirs.
We want to head a collab map. Come to us.
Yeah.
Now, of course, since there is only really one proper full-scale 16-wool CTM collab out, we can't really judge which style is better. So, yeah, potato.
Yep. Potato.
It's a very interesting concept, because there are two very valid ways, well, technically even three, very valid ways of creating, running and heading a collaboration map, and we just kind of want to talk about that. So, Ross?
Yeah.
I thought you had a point to make.
Well, we're not saying that one's better than the other, obviously. It's just, it'll be a very interesting experiment to see where it goes by collaborator runner's preference over somebody that's willing to apply.
Yeah.
Because I think it'll offer a very interesting distinction between the two types of maps, because one of them is, hey, I think you make sexy areas. I like you. Build for me. And the other is,
I make sexy
hey,
areas.
I'm interested in your collab map. I'll make you a sexy area.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask now before we continue on with it. Dylan, what would you prefer? You making one.
If I was making one,
yep.
I would probably ask people at first, but then maybe take applications if I didn't have enough people to ask.
Okay, and Fang, how do you prefer?
The ones I'm involved in right now have all been invite only, so that's kind of my personal preference. This might sound a little rude of me, so I apologize in advance if I come across this way. From what I've seen of the maps that I'm involved in, when it seems to be invite only, it's often somebody that is either has a lot of experience with the map, or somebody that has consistently created very nice looking things.
Yeah.
I'm on my step, damn it. So, when you look at the ones that are more open, you'll see a lot more of the people that are newer to the genre and kind of trying to make a name for themselves.
Yeah,
and that's not really a bad thing. I mean, technically, I'm new to the genre and I'm trying to make a name for myself. But
you're good at this.
Everyone can be good with practice.
I have to agree.
Optimism.
I mean, that's kind of where my point is going, though, because one of them is you've already proven yourself, while the other is, hey, I want to give you the chance to prove yourself. So that's one very nice advantage that open casting call, as I'm going to call it from here on out, has over invite only.
Yeah.
On the other hand, you also have, with invite only, you have a guarantee of the people that you've selected working together nicely because you probably know them and are probably pals with them.
Yeah.
So it means that you kind of have a dream team of sorts. You know, like you've always salivated over Vex's square shapes.
Yeah, for some reason.
Shush. So you want him to be part of the collab. So Hybern asked him to be part of Pantheon, and he accepted and built a really great area for it.
I do like Pantheon.
Yes, you did, you liar.
I love Pantheon.
There we go. You said it correctly now. But yeah. So on one hand, one of them is the Dream Team collab, and the other is the Name for Yourself collab. And I think they both have their really wonderful merits because on one hand, you get that Dream Team feeling, all those really great people that people are fans of. People want to play more maps for them. People want to touch areas from them.
Yeah.
On the other hand, it's people that are kind of unproven, but have a really great chance to show off their skills, show off how badass they are, that sort of thing.
Yeah, sorry.
So I think they both definitely have a ton of advantages for anyone participating.
I think if there's I think it's good that they have evolved kind of, because the first one, as you said, Pantheon was the first real CTM collab, and that was invite only. I'm glad some people have done open casting or whatever we're calling it,
because otherwise a lot of the really good people out there that just aren't completely proven would not have a chance at all.
Like with mine, I wanted a lot of people who weren't really. I knew they were good. Like I asked Infamy. He was the first person I asked besides Brock. And Infamy, I think, in my opinion, is one of the most underrated map makers. I think he's got really good ideas and he's pretty good with it. And I just feel like, that's one of those people that could do well, and same with, like, Yelka.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's another great thing about the fact that CTM collabs are exploding is the fact that now we kind of have that chance to perfect upon the mistakes made in Pantheon. I was involved in the process, and it took over a year to get done. CTM collabs don't even take that long anymore.
Mine, I have...
We were doing the first of its kind, and we were literally running into every problem you would ever run into for a CTM collab.
Could you give us an example?
Well,
of one you wouldn't expect?
People randomly dropped out. Family members died.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, 4-0. Let's see. We got the map delayed because of horrible balancing issues. Let's see. We couldn't compile things. Our loot chests were very awkward and dysfunctional. Also known as.
I'm sorry, I'm distracted.
Okay, if I TP'd me, you need to see this. I'm sorry.
Oh, they were. I'm sorry, I'm distracting everyone.
Okay, keep talking now.
Keep talking.
I died a few times. H.
Alright, Dylan, show him who.
I've just completely distracted everyone. Oh, I'm
Dylan, I'm sorry, you have to.
Okay.
Oh. I just fell into the void. Let's try that again.
Oh.
What's that? What are we? Oh, hello.
Have we pretty much finished up at this point?
I'm not sure. Kind of.
Dylan, do you have anything you'd like to say? Because we're starting to get, close to our...
Yeah, I'm rambling here.
What?
I'm rambling here.
Dylan, you got anything you'd like to say?
Well, I mean, collabs are very different because, obviously, I think kind of, it'll be, I don't know, because with someone's map that they've made by themselves, you can kind of see their theme running and like their build style, because I think every map maker has a like specific style of building.
Yeah.
You can kind of see that, but running through it. So with a collab, either it's going to offer a lot more like variety to areas, and it'll be kind of better because it'll be different instead of going for.
As Awesome's complaint to it is, areas often don't feel well strung together.
Yeah, that's the only problem I can think of with collab. Well, not the only problem.
Which of course was another, which of course gives map makers an opportunity to iron that out. So the person running it can give some common themes to kind of uphold the balance.
Yeah, I have to agree with that.
we want to include this structure all over the map. Make sure to use it. Make sure to use this kind of style for a few things, just so we have kind of a smaller sense of continuity, even if everybody's different.
Yeah, like for mine.
So you get a chance to, you know, show off your work, but also show how well you work as a team.
Sorry.
I'm just going to say a message. If anyone is thinking of starting a collab, you've got to be prepared for months of hassle, getting it all right. I mean, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it does seem like a lot of work just getting everything.
As I mentioned earlier, you will be wrangling map makers. It is cat herding at its finest.
Like, me and Fanny discussed this last night.
It's not like it's particularly the map maker's fault, but CTM map makers are all notorious procrastinators. You know you are. Admit it.
Yep. Like, I know, for example, for my map, you and I actually discussed this last night. I'm going to, Skeeto.
My map's been in dev for over a year because I'm a horrible procrastinator and OCD about everything.
Yeah, procrastinating is fun.
Yeah, procrastinating is the biggest issue, though.
See, I'd procrastinate, but I'd have to do it tomorrow.
Yeah, like, last night you and I discussed this, and this is, I don't know if you did this for your, map, well, your part in, Pantheon, because you were balancing and all that stuff, but I know after we finish, well, once I get all 16 areas and I piece them together, I'm going to be getting, Fang has agreed to, and I have 2 other people in mind, who I'm going to, throw this on a server, you know, my map, and we'll just have it on there for probably a week, and we'll play with it, tinker with it. What can be better, stuff like that.
I mean, and that's kind of where the big team effort comes in. This didn't happen as much with Pantheon. It was kind of left down to whomever was kind of left around at the time. Because this was a year and a half long project.
Yeah.
Wow.
And people weren't expecting it to take that long, especially people involved in the project, and they had other things they had to get to. That's what happens when you ask the big names in the CTM community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was kind of left down to those of us that had the time or were willing to expend the effort, since we didn't have major projects of our own going on. Or if we did, we were procrastinating. So, yeah.
Okay, we're not going to sit here, right?
Yes, we're going to sit.
Okay.
I'm going to carry my point on from earlier. If you're thinking of making a collab, absolutely do, because I think each collab will be completely different to all the other ones.
But you got to have the time.
Yeah, you've got to make sure, kind of, yeah.
It's a big time and commitment, and just giving up on everybody else would feel very, very offensive, per se, just because, you know, people have taken time out of their busy lives to create an area for your collaboration. So,
yeah,
if you're gonna make one, make sure you either have the time or have backup.
Yeah. Like, I know if mine went down, I could get somebody to help me out. But if maybe I had an issue, maybe someone died in my family or something, right? And I couldn't do it, I have people that would take over. I know that. Yeah. It's official. Engulfing Flames, the third part of Pantheon.
Would you complain if I did?
No idea. At first I have to die.
Depends on how well I would pull that off.
Yeah, but I think that's pretty much all we got to say, right?
Yep.
Anyone else got anything to say?
Go love your local CTM collabs today. Give them some support. Tell them how awesome their stuff is looking, and tell them you look forward to it. Because
if you want to join in a collab as well, I'm sure if you just like go on the Minecraft forums and like in the little search bar at the top, just put like collab, and I'm pretty sure there'll be some out there for you. If it's CTM or not, although it probably will be if you're watching this.
Yeah.
Yep. Again, if you want to advertise for Jagar Bob's The Adventure Multiplex 2, because it needs to be awesome, and the first one was awesome, so let's make this second one awesome.
Alright. So I think that's pretty much all we got to say. Welcome back to the CTM podcast. Which
hopefully on a weekly basis again.
And actually, I'm going to mention this because this is official now.
No. Stop. Secrets. We have to tease them.
Oh, seriously?
Give us a teaser. Don't tell us.
Okay. How can I give this as a teaser? That was it. Just leave it there. Seriously?
Yeah, it was pretty good, actually.
I heard some of it.
Double that and plus one.
Actually, I got family here now, so we gotta finish.
Double that and plus one. What?
I'll explain that.
Thank you. Give a teaser again, because I didn't hear it.
Okay, well, that sounds good enough for me for now.
Interesting.
Thank you for watching CTM Podcast episode 5.
Yep, thank you for watching.
Welcome back, and we hope we can do this more often. And we'll see you guys next time.
If you've got any feedback about the podcast or what we've spoken about, or if you have any questions for next podcast, just leave them in the comments on the video, and we'll
make an attempt to answer them in the most comical way we can.
All right.
All right.
Definitely.
Here we go, bros.
Thanks for watching.